MPP Frankasa. Yet to aba in general election. You are just over 5 million. Yes, 2 million. 2 million no man to aba no. 2 million for no almost say. Almost Kennedy no 2 million for any taxi driver, truck mechanics, welders, for no. Market women, bankers, middle class for no. Any in Babuna said the Omuni Juma Yesiano. Almost what you can do by Ebaco. And your best friend, yeah, research. I always devoid means some out of certain in some bimo. But who you get the answer. And the answer everything behind the answer. Reasons they are to aba. And I mean we have just put the never to. Na yan papa dia can you see here. We Chief Justice and see that. Yeah, you know. I'm a baby easy. And the 41 police station at the core. Judge na Avarino. I say it's the idea to Nina. But the answers are almost the way judge, which is a high court judge, between parliament. The speaker holding on. One train approved court processes, one train Supreme Court way ruling. But what directly way you see on date now. But this should inform us. Now we cannot go beyond 2028 in opposition. That is why Mestre Yaman polling station is here in for and it's here for. Yabasram. Here for me. You know. You bet me a resurrect, you bet me a come together, you bet me a body through one person. Sani Pami Kennedy on in Japan. Opinion.
Mammy for in chat to I am common run away. What the parliament are me now so we are parliamentarian. Ma Omanfm no on Crofwa or Muti or no Antinia Air Cost or Parliament and I say, Mose one may near by a fan ACC Eddie has someone.
Okay, it's Amu Mukai famous Amu court. You holding on. Even question, I think not. The issue by Parliament on it all train when the first Oman brought to easy. All train and sign the Supreme Court. No way, yeah, prepared after 7 days. The speaker, instead of somebody trying appeal court processes, to come to any Supreme Court ruling, baby. Now, how can say petitioner or some of the court in say polling station? One can say we polling stations now. Yet, Judge Nankasa, in his own wisdom, also one no way polling stations now. And let's say and say, I was saying, youngest as a people, MPP, one, you will say, and this boy, and you are growing on Moody. On per se, in perpetuity, on per se, and this about also, on per a third Mama, on per se, and Mama Bay a life, and then and this also to their kingdom come. That is why we need, as a people, even with the and yet contest with 31st. And I was saying, now you're going to be on Japan, keep them say, oh, no, bad. But here we need power, I'm 2020. And yes, I'm not. Opposition, you better watch it.
Ma no ase ora Charles Forson na gina so kakra ma me ye bedo ase na fe di aka no ye de ato so ora Charles Forson na ye kone no edi nkomo no o pe wono ma e coordinate Iraken campaign e wo Greater Accra said ono akire mu no oka empanimfo no ho kire say you need just one coordinator but your coordinators ahodo bebre CO233 Emprum say men kan kire say etore bi wo hono ma behwe no na bi a o peka bi wa abrochire ana wo ka bi wa abrochire ya o pese o de bagana o sika no nso so ho wa ho keka no e wo fom o mo se frɛ wo mo ekwan obefa so aka no beba na won saka de eye tietietia afi wo pesika within 6-month period e de atwitwa ho bi a ye na abefie wo ba school fees bi wo yi wo niema from port ya wo hia sika quickly na ode aye almost frɛ wo mo CO2 CO23347 frɛ wo mo sanso so na ebia wo asase bi a woton wo efie a woton wo mo to adan esan si adan ton adan ya o madwuma so ani papa ehia se obeha ho na afi be wi ase osika kura akokam wo baabi no ne ade CO233 emprom set men kanchro se eba ka ho nsem eba sikasem eba properties a shanonson omo kane mi ensa nyina abom aboawo ama oho atumi ahan eba foforo se ya na wo de ho akwa akoshem kai na shanonson ubetumi akọ online at tomel.com na wakọ akọ ne omo edi enkomo ni nyina mo ubetumi afre 0244533082 0244533082 ana 0208318497 0208318497 sɛ medi kan kae no o ka wontimi mfa mfira ma no ne mra ema no bramie moa asase a wopɛ bi atɔ ɛdan a wopɛ sɛ wotɔn ana wotobi bramie moa sika a wopɛ na abosome nsia ntem bramie moa number no yetietia yɛ company a wɔn di nokorɛ wɔn adwuma nso so ɛni 0244 533 082 0244 533 082 wɔn se mentwɛn ɛma ɛbrɛ no entwam kan na hyɛ no nso o sorry yes a wonye wuti a Spanish garlic mixture and the capsules ɛna wohia Spanish garlic mixture and the capsules unya no wie na unya ginkgo capsules ka ho wie a no muti na afi no mfa ka ho ana aduane bi apese odibiade na fa ka ho ɛyɛ adwuma papa uwie a na afi wan mo nura e bi de ama hospital na de aka ho okomia ya ton nura nipa no ma Spanish garlic mixture ne Spanish ginkgo capsules si ebuso e wo ho frɛ 0266 114 111 0266 114 111 Black Friday no etwem but Franco say men kan kire say up to 40% discount ye omde ma Omanfm ton ne ma ho no entwemu oba say yes CCTV camera na abeto gas generator blender microwave na appliances ahodo a ohia phones na ohia bia no yebetumi ama up to 40% discount main office no adabraka woni Roxy Cinema and hwe animu ya no akai no wa hye no nso okọ online ho no wo niema ni nyina wo francotrading.com niema no ebusu wo ho o frɛ lines na bia wo wugina no ye be direct to wo se bia me gina kwa hyeman me pesa me ba mo aso ye ne ba ko ye be direct to straight me gina hacho me gina osu Oxford Street frɛ number no 0246 422 338 0246 422 and 0555 939311 0555 939311 ni idea tea anopa e Dominion herbal powder e nnua ni ayam kama we nya de obronia package we ye e nnua ibia yayam no kama wo de atre na besa na wo de nso hia guso ebemu anu anu hunsuo no kai hye no nso se enya no modenti ne edidi na ebom yedidi pa hodenti nuane nure wo mu no na oni padua no ehia ye frɛ no Dominion herbal powder wonum wie a 30 minutes no wadidi unura aka no wanom e de aka ho wo diabetes wo pressure wanya stroke wakoma how wo obi a wontime nna sane ma wei na Dominion herbal powder ye ho adwuma na wonom di eduru bi a wankasa wobedi ho adanse komia ya ye ton ro 0543158195 0543158195 and 0249591843 na any Dominion herbal powder for nkomodie no nso intime enkoso abusuafo ye kɔ anim ne de nsɛm no de atoa so a me kai wo sɛ aha 107.1 ye hwɛ nsɛm ahodo a ɛwɔ hɔ na His Excellency the President de ato dwa sɛ Office of the Special Prosecutor ne mra ewo hɔ a ebinom ka so yenyi mfa mfiri hɔ ohunu sɛ yenya abotra nsa wom sɛ binom ahyase ya wɔn hwɛ sɛ bibia betumi ayɛ kama na nneɛma nyinaa akɔso enti yɛ kasa yi ɔdenano atom bi nneɛma mpani ɛka ɛne sɛ ebetumi a ɔmanfo nya abotre sanse ɛyɛ akɔyɛ saa sɛ yɛyɛ apre ho yɛyɛ apre ho yɛnhyɛ no nso na saa nsɛm no nso yɛnhwɛ mua ɛma ɛnkɔ anim ba de nyina mu no pandai seat no yɛka sɛ ɛyɛ ade a electoral commission ahyɛ da a yɛde kɔ akɔto aba no yɛ December yɛ mu interesting times ahead and some Ghana. Berma PSC akwaba.
Yeah.
Now what to say?
Nyame adumo na so.
Me ho ye. Da senso sa anopei wa dwene ye na ye ba bedi enkomo. Na ifie boko de.
Nyame adum fie boko.
Okay. Be o microphone no kakra ma na se wano e wo form kakra. Wo hwe niema hodo a ekoso wo Ghana ha sei. After say to abawie ye president anamontu a wotu afi ohwe mrahye badwafie anamontu a wotu ohwe the judiciary anamontu a womo etu. These are arms of government.
Yes.
Say ode eniema toto niema ho na ohwe ne a ekra ye beba be di san komo no but ma me nkwa ma no so quickly oh na ye ne a legal practitioner eni enkomo oral exemption adwane ye nhwe na ye ne no ni nkomo kakra ewia na fe ya ba studio na ya ba beto aso kanse ye mo ache
ya me do so
na ho te say
na kan
okay ye da ase anope se waje enso na ye ba bedi nkomo ba o monitor ne ekoso Ghana ha parliament o hwe ne ma esi wo ho afi wo down ho de ba His Excellency the President or say Office of the Special Prosecutor ne mra binum ka se yen scrap no premature ene nkomodi a ekoso ohwe se Pandai City quickly ora bambaba ahye yi yen koye election no ede na ekoso sabre wo wadwene mu wo ye mra nim ni na osan ye obi a eba amanyosem ni mu nchichi mu ade na wo hu
no ya bada se mechia wati for ne Omanfm na ya o say resetting agenda no ya define you ya one more year campaign now mo can say they will reset Ghana no ya define it and then the cry reset no na etie enti ayete so man na ya tentrewo we be of to nyoma e for the kwadwantwi no say minim ne mefa and from ababo bia edemebeko this year I take room here. Be a careful observant of democracy in the future. On yes setting, what will be the next action of government? To resetting, no, I am online. Assume no a dose on the top. Now, they said they be a mechanic. The opening folk room her. A place say, and you can say. Mpanyinfo kasa because I'm a share any din and a sebi yaw sebi o and what din a bi mode na na kufu de tena kru ha enwa sene ene ma yesi a enye fe chain yo mo hu na na kufu ado preso no o ma kan ma no ato that is my initial comment to say you know direction I couldn't change said because you say the setting. The advertising for the removal of the Chief Justice. He had been removed. The advertising for the removal of the Electoral Commissioner and his deputies. The processes are in full swing. Nema if no and your comforting. But in fact, it will be Sabri Nesomaya.
Can say near my who yes setting me nyanti ase no ye. Ade isumwa bekata wiemu ana.
Man, but I say, Mammy Mount so. The leader of government business in Parliament, the views on OS, Nashe, His Excellency the President. Conspiracy then, you can look at it and say, there's something I has to be more planning now. Or be person or tested grounds no matter. The OSP office there, so in my opinion about it, I have never supported the office of the OSP. Maybe I'm a cassette. See a separate attorney general from the Minister for Justice. And the office now creating as OSP could have been created as a ministry for justice. No, your prosecution. Maybe just you say no be a chain office here created. Go US special councils for Juma. We are created for special people. Some of you people but they were the buyer, no two different opinion. On one look at all the problems the OSB had or continue on here. Now, here you can say, no Ramahama Yaradeka, a president Naka. Say, what I do say, to be Supreme Court, say, Supreme Court, and him Ranubi. The science agree, I said, OSB no name, we know. Or no Ninian Semono, and then Ranisha. It is a say I could do Supreme Court. I just see a Chinese in the Supreme Court better. And so, crowd man to me executive and legislative power. Direction or more. And yet, sometimes you can't understand what is going on. But democracy, no. So the Omanfm cancer ban here. That is the price we pay. Last media, many Juni, Yabachi for your Domoko. Uniano, Abuane by watching or Reno, Uniano, we were hinting, Utman chain. When few am one young Kumabuan. Abuan, now the price for all the MPP functionaries and MPP members who decide not to vote because near Mama the home that is the price all of us in the nation have to pay for. We've conferred unnecessary power. So much power in the hands of NDC to the extent that we ourselves are not certain how the future will look. It is one of the outcomes of the last election. I say, in that from who said this mistake will not be done again. I always cite Rawlings in all respect. Especially the former president deceased. No 189 between 92 and 96. He never abused his powers. Rawlings had good handlers because people of them man na emfata. Which appointment to Rawlings in your course certain institutions, PURC, and not Dr. SKB Asantimo. They were broader consultations, appointment to charge. Solid people. And maybe who say, and near my heart. Now, it's a say a concern when you prepare or two cream or peculiar. If you say, one no one can be, no one for one, two baby, said you were fatter also, opportunity with my work. I be that say, maybe I can forgo better the baby. Oh, she and company say good more about so timby. In respect of OSP, and Yamma say, you will see, but science, a court, Namia lawyer, I cannot preempt what the court has said, and I don't need to comment on its merits. Yes.
The okay, ade aban ya wo so yi wabu mra bi so enye flexibility in governance na omanfo no pe if you say wo hwe ba bi aban ne nam ya se wo mu mra bi aso
me da se bi mura emra no wo mo so sovereignty reside with the people to me I dey bu man no Ghana for no na Ghana for no ye mra pon a friend of constitution me say to me no exercise your what the power and through the people nti abana ya to obama no o to me no I want to say if you are saying mra nko am wo ye politics there you are not too legalistic. Any politician will tell you, say, you don't need to be too legalistic. One of the problems in Akufo-Addo, I don't know. Due process, every majority of the decision was too legalistic. You balance ideas with reality. You balance ideas with reality. The purpose would the Chief Justice who say what set a precedent justification for it one day. It is now clear, say, the tenure of every Chief Justice for anybody in public office. A terminus a buying lie. It is a me badache in field and field to an edge. The me person me see ye bitiam na noa. Mention Kwanosway. Inti mrano da hoya. One of the weakest provisions in the Constitution. Law. Professor Fwan, maybe please highlight this eyewitnesses. Because Ghana Hanum, in your loophole, it will be a million people. Well, no queer woman say, what did Mrana Yajuma? Nanso, what was the idea behind it? As our time be, and then a system be a year war. Now we are there. A guarantee out. Because the in the Republic office is not sick. One only in the full one son of my judgment. So the most senior judge of the Republic of Ghana's office was not secured. There had been instances a Chief Justice following the for a Terry Adama film. The president then, Dr. Nkrumah, he sacked the Supreme Court 3 justices. Nina, the Kufuado, Akukosa, Justice Akukosa, and I think Valet. But the reconstituted people who are doing by Justice Sako, they no buy, no, they only committed the people. I think so. Convicted woman, President Nassau Mao part, but he dismissed them. Meaning the circumstances are Justice Bannerman 1969 exited. I don't remember. It's a long time I read it. But he also exited after the change. But President Ben started a cartoon. Those were unusual periods. As your democracy are here stable for better say 30 years nature. We should have passed this change. Until them the doors to do. I am tight chiller from Pennyfood Minister of Music Council. Because the bar and members of the bar must keep to the principles of law. I'm talking at Snapping for Biomudi, was our committee in Samo Mokika. And you wonder what is the basis of all those kind of unhealthy comment and reasoning. Almost like a tank. Observe be. Now you should be, and I did be so here for my own. We have seen the last 7-8 months not yet. I mean, come again with the shame. Now, I never say this is the stage. The try says yes, animals. Animal will be the elementary of democracy. We should have passed it a long time. But that is the order of the day.
My question, you know, near common man, a bit more can say, almost share corner as a EC pushy for a third term for President Mahama. Of course, President Mahama and one Kasa Bekan say, oh, SSO or Kobu, a binum so more a pushy for President Mahama. A man yosemo, an emra, and Ntiasia, a war, ya brabo air bo, near man yosem from 1992 air bay. Nyang Crawford can Uhunisa.
Yeah, but that's it. When we say you don't run a constitutional democracy with only the terms of the law, but you also run it with conventions. With conventions. In the name of the Owa, Yatro, Yachim, and Yemen be Owa, Yatro, Ninche Munin we pay it. I won't tell you I was a Supreme Court. And Yemen be Owa, ya yentron formally ya convention no name of yedin nyans experience hunu any adwempa na or compare two systems of government popular na presidential and parliamentary. The United States will say we are the that will maybe several twice. And as I was saying, we Trump and that's Muhammad. Won't come maybe in the parliamentary system. We share Pakistan experience. Prime Minister Baku, Ubetimi Ako Ababanians. We share Israel, Ubetimi Abba, the same person. Ubetimi Ako Abba, Ube stay as long as he gets the popular in parliament. That is why Netanyahu Ako Abba Bemprino. We share the history of Israel. Ishak Shamer, Yossi Ben, many of them, Ishak Shamer and Netanyahu. More parliamentary majority. Into your neck, Ubetini Ako Prime Minister, no about a foreign minister, no finance minister, no Pasaba. In the presidential system, no unusual things are going on now because we have yeah. Ordinary. Don't even find the best example. We caught no about now we saw no about unusual because I buy my yaw and you're so tedious. Said after 4, 5 or 4 for up to 8 years. You will share na very serious reasoning, thinking, and demonstrating experience and proficiency in what you are doing. And at a point in time, you are ideas NASA. As I said, will be for fraud. That's why we reshuffle cabinet or reshuffle government. Then you new set of people with old hands be a very protective normal members. And to see I could have near yet not sure of the principle. See, I was Supreme Court. You are not certain. In as much as the law lords are entitled to the way they will interpret the law. Now who said the way I 2 cases are a core. First one, Chief Justice Diano, as if one case. Now share Kevin Taylor case. Now, yeah, quite any say, yeah, buy market time. And he said, the agenda of NDC is to get the supermajority to the extent that they can amend the constitution. At this stage, there is nothing we can do because we are paying the price for not voting. And the extent to which our more Rollins were 189, yes, the perspective then is not the same perspective today. So, CPP majority, if we have seen a majority number of someone to the extent that senior members of TPP After next year, no actual PKK member of parliament. But then all people had to run away into exile. And then go refugee. The only in the air with them. The only thing you are no PBA by now. You never know how it is because we are dealing with a human being. When was an anno Martin people was some by I say. One offer the end, that's what you know. For any ability, and so when to me, anyone of my Canada, one games in the Mujan. Upe politics, I and Shassi and young question did that band group. It is Diao, you can mean you set on my agenda, no. But if they set out to do it, it is likely they will succeed because the Chief Justice will never believe this can be removed. But I said processes I did very fair hearing when they were rubbish. And they were rubbish by people who sit at the Supreme Court. You might be what this is maybe what who said, be a cancel and now prosecute Mukra the cancel your ma fair hearing your ma will be so acquainted my family process way, the man of crime reality. And the way it was concluded, and yet 1980, the appointment of Dasapalu, there were issues. But who said, one more, nay, ordinary almost that been appointed or could have benefited from the system. They all kept the principle and united until the matter was determined to fall out of the general. But it's in your homes. It is gradually, you been to focus. Now you're in Chadden. I fata. Now you're in fire nine sifum and cassette. A beer had a yab so. And when you be more. 79.
Mamimsa will chat
79. The Piano can walk meso. We are running some cheese and almost Kumipani, the community tribunal. The truth, Father Tadia, I always mention them. And now, a Metus professor, no, romantic professor, Papano, Archbishop, no free offense, no, your friend simple.
Sapon.
What's Sapon? Alex standard 40 me drop. And be from 2 moment who say, Sabre long as I said, many panel champion for Nasem. What's a elementary professor among so Mukasaya Penafi, some level of reasoning behind them. It is part of the reason I'm always shuffle PNDC from the first phase. You all the young men now, normally left is Christine, their bone, you all have to be faced out. After who said, Nipa, do more Bible. Yes, stand were moderate. And I DF Anam, PB obeying. In as much as military rule, there was some level of stability and respect for human lives. And then, you're paying for any son because so man cannot want Timpo. No more you would have fear no catches. Maybe as Yaman said it to you, and more democracy. Be a system of more drink at all. But I must say, I will be a next setting of the destination.
Mamim saw in chat one and Makwan Quay Juma. A bit more cancel here 2028 election because no. As I say, opposition a biggest, the largest opposition in the country, MPP. Almost prepare very well. We said NDC set agenda no a push you to the wall. We near just 4 years. A best son, structure, de eto about organ has a bit more 2028 say about on a nyagro sana uhono.
Yeah, Medasi. About will be anywhere yagro. About will be anywhere yagro, say yaw. It involve personal sacrifice and a sika and a risk in near mouth the empty. So when you're ready, say, over Quabat for no, I won't could be. Near Tossu be no yaw. political party be a tia. Aim no say ubetimi a power. It is a political party with destination say what the bad with definition and now we interested so the bomb from there and in political party. So some people MPP about Pam Abba and Wako. Yamina maybe catch MPP for say the next election will be tough. Will be our MPP now when you the fact in the future hang it on 28. And China times internal organizations some can be prepared when you be canon. Ghana Serena don't find it relevant to discuss it. Because 169 reduce bar 37 reduce bar 87 with 1 kilo. I mean, in the days of the road 24 you grew under their feet, you know. They will have serious thinking and strategy to work. And it will be our pretty be will be our pretty bread. And now going now on the most responsibility. And state should not be a child's play. And the party no the here say yeah near my baby and now reforms. Ye child casa near the assembly be check. Say a family states that work over the year you know yeah. You say party and sana CPP ye in the kuye. CPP went to me and fat or Omunyanum and he kind answer woman. Ain't my CPP then and then CPP a good kind of CPP. The Kotoba coming to me 25,000 votes. As a salmon for Shia safely necono, and 70 why you bet I am what you don't require an answer the canon if you want to. Not public debates, ni critique, ni casenchi, because I am a perform. As a salmon for who said dedication, I didn't watch in the year Juman 92 in 96. No, as I said, a sign back to one mark. Party you know, a better form. Who opponent knows what I want to know what done for, or you were done for by in practice, or you were done for. Now, sense, and to who way, no your commitment. Now we don't we are, and penny for a baby, so as I said, what Kai say to one check Juma ranting my bower at the Abuama near my A and every building. One of the Kaiwa. I'm always saying it. See, and focus on first strength. And consider service and come on. Your party here, Sika. Party here, Mamma, Mamma, son, or Madame Sika. But say, young, committed, faithful people. One of my year, Juma, and develop systems and the best candidate presidential. Yeah. Yabaki Kayama, Madabia, what's other ones, such an opponent, many people. Party the work in my life. Reasoning and taking over passions. Not with Chim were coming up and reform. Then suddenly be wa. Maturity requires say, putting in arm at trouble team. A difficult in a human nature. But why in a sound so? Share and what actually UK is conservative work could serious reform. Within 1 year, you know. On a serious reform. I changes the brain processes now and they are Nigerian of Troy. Nigerian leader of Conservative Party. Conservative Party has been headed by a Buddhist. And a brother son, no one sound Blair, next saw the Labour Party for 39 years. Blair changed the Labour Charter after William Hayes. Nearly Blair Bayern, or changing the Labour Charter, taking Labour from extreme left to adopt center-right policies. Said the party will be endeared, and I said, party, no, a new generation of people, but the party too. And change or change difficult, sometimes a risky. So, why will manage changing? So, what's the name I see? Now we have broader consultations Now, yet say will be personal view in the moment you will consensus say in community far and no in the beboa. Because I can. You speak to the principle because the tradition is ours. For those of us who are really ingrained in the liberal tradition, that will be our views. See, I understand. And yeah, we can say, we be to agree to be a This is my good.
Unia, Mamma no ase yebekasa. Aseda trade and podi and the Alex Jemfi is a legal practitioner. Down kwa dombo buzia branti. Yadasi no pay say once again was sign any akasa. Me kai will say pram Accra City. Yeah, build a new city or pram no. Ko na one so far who be cities and habitat and a day sa dwumadie kɛseɛ yi ɛde ɛbrɛ wo ɛnɛ yi wokɔpa asase atɔ ho manso ne ade wedeɛ ɔmagye asase yantam ayiyi akwan asisi adan wohwɛ sɛdeɛ hɔ yɛ green na wohwɛ sɛdeɛ ɛhɔ comfort ɛbɛsi ayɛ security a ɛwɔ hɔ abusua mesrɛ wo a sɛbe kakra wanya no fa kɔpɛ nea wobɛtena mo wasom atɔ baako wom rent to own non kyerɛ sɛ adeɛ no adeɛ a wakɔ han nanso ɛbrɛ kɔ anim kakra no wani ɛbɛba ho soɔ no na aba bɛyɛ ɔdea Porter City ya ɛwɔ mutual pram ɛhɔ ɛna wɔn office ɛwɔ bɛn Porter City mutual pram ɛhɔ ɛna wɔn sabɛka city and habitat wɔn project kɛseɛ wɔn yɛ wɔn office ya ɛwɔ hɔ Omo sheda wo office wo ho a wo ba no betena ase na yedi nkomo. Omo se men kan kyerɛ sɛ asase a wo pato no ye bema obi ato. Yensi dan no ma wa ye besia ma wo. Ye city kese no nso ayaye mu hyehyɛ no mu na wo pɛ sɛ wo betena wo be enjoy no brutal. Ya frɛ 0555 530 0555 530 Mutual pram asem ena meken ana 0577 911 101 0577 911 101 na any cities and habitats for enkomodie no nso intimi nkoso ko pe asase ne bito ko pe ba bi partner na onso wasum intimi ento wo amanone a ɛyɛ simple mbɛboa amwanya ba bi atena mo amopɛsɛ mutu kwan akɔ abrochiri kosua de enso Warp Travels na edo bɛkɔ USA Canada and say any of the European countries opɛsɛ ɔkɔ kosua de a yɛboa test bia wɔsɛ wo yɛ tuition fee admission ɛne wo nneɛma nyina wo bank statement ne ho nsɛm nyina no mbɛboa wo na wo nsa tumi aka opɛsɛ ɔkɔ World Cup nso a ɔma ahyɛ ase asanhyɛ no kɔso Omanfm do no apeso omo kro no omo no omo enya nkitahudie mesro ko Atlantic Mall Atomic Junction and Crime na kono omo ni nkomo frɛ 0242 797 114 0242 797 114 mo amo pese mo kɔ World Cup Canada and US wankwa wa wasem 0242 797 114 we make your travel dreams happen. Warp Travels Tietia Ope organic product ato ya ebeboa ma woni padua na hoden akosora baby also call a Soul Health and Wellness Center aka Oheneba Center yi eboa amwapomuden ho nsam nyina dimu na ne awudie na e produce ni padua no nti enema ye organic say seeds juice ahodo oil drinks ahodo afi toothpaste a wode betwiro se ewo a wo cinnamon turmeric ni ayede sra ni ayede yeti nyina no omo no organic ya wokɔ Oheneba Center unsabe ka bi mododo no ya na mo pe o numbers no fa wo pen no paper na hye no nso adwoada ede kopim fiada anopa no nwotwe ekopim awia no 9 efiada dumie no kopim no 9 na wo mapon memenda wo mo nya adwuma kwasiada dumie no kopim no nsia na wo mo apon hye no nso frɛ 0302 983-045. 0302-983-045. 0302-983-051. Or Hineba Center on my lines no no afi enku anim ne mfa nkomo no ento aso kakra. La grace upon.
Yes.
Yeah, enku anim. And some are so parliament. And some are so ewo mampaniano or the abet tudja. Ko anim kakra na e dey necessary catch the new patriotic party.
Yes, say medical shall say free. Maybe me senior no say odi ekusi no. Ene say nchechemu ana odi ba. Me or kana me ne ya adwen wo ne nsam nyina. Say maybe me ne nya adwen eye maybe na o kase ye sa circumstances ne situation e wo mu sisi ya no. As a result of the fact say MPP4 anko aba na yankoto aba no na nam so ma power na kodi inu ana ma NDC4 nsemu a ene nam so de oye ne wi ene obre nyina de ebre ye no hono na mene no enya adwen MPP4 ankoto aba not because of say bibia o ankoto aba because delegates na tie ne Ghana for na omo ka se omo pe nipa omo pe no ese omo yi ne ba say adia delegates no ko yi nipa na omo ka omo gina mountains wo ka onam ko market ni ye ka manfa no abukene dia pon ama ye nto aba no manfa ona abukene dia pon ama ye nto aba no ko market ye ka okọ asore no omo ka oka we eni ye koye ya adwen se delegates ni koye wona adwen se wo ko TV no makoje bento no makoje fridge no money ade no makotom se wikafra o madwen akoto aba manipa o Ghana fo mpe hono ne nam so ma de siye no ekosiye nti me nua no asema no woka ne nyina ya asema ye no kre na mum ne nti ode somo ode pese ode be soa Ghana fo na ode be soa MPP fo se MPP fo over 2.1 million MP ankoto aba no ene ne nam so ama abana kwa kodi enu na ndisi fo nsemu a omode oye nei abesoa ye konso enye no kre sa
na sa aba ne yankoto over eno de ha na enya over 2 million ankoto no
over 2 million ankoto no enye over 2 million ankoto na mfomso ni free omo over 2 million ankoto ni free ye nua no mo kokko TV ko gi sika no ko tabi kafra ko ton na adwen e de ko gi bentoa ye chiche sika wa monten so no
okay
delegates no anko yi nipa no manfo ne dey hwehwe de asema na otekoko so otumfo ankancheye o se mon konko to aba no aba mo kwa koto enye mpipifo nko na mo kwa koto yi aba ma mo hu eyi nipa na ma mo hu mu kwa koto aba na yi nipa na mu wie a mo de na braga na fo no so akwa den akoto aba no a kire wona dwen ti munti unti otumfo de futuo ne my simple muntu aba ne nyini ye Ghana fo pe nye de mo pe na delegates ko TV ye ti Ghana ha na delegates ne ye chesika che TV ne fridge amomo a Ghana fo ka chom say sa MPP4 ka chom say okay sama kwa kwaje awie de ene mo anka sanso mo na mo yere no mo ma na mabusu afo mo nye dey mo nkonkoto eno sa opportunity ni bi na esen duru ho biewu a January 31st years akwa akoto aba ne biudo enti nanka me expect say me nua no me senior no be ka kire delegates ni say sabre ya opportunity na esa duru ho biewu you e bai ni de mo nkoje bento ne TV ne la train no na mo nkonkoto aba fun
say wantimi amfa no anhye no na won so improvide woni hyemu
Debi ono de wodi ka wan fa nsem but wode so mu na be bo mo so man koto ene nam so ma ade ne yakodi ntwa e de anim guasa
yan koto 2 million no say no kra say yan koto
ene no kra but omo no nipa na no mpeso mo koto kire wode nipa afa ne bra na wan fa na ma nto no na mfom so ne firi na na mfom so ne firi no de mene nua na mene ne nya adwene ye mfom so no de be gu 2.1 million na koto aba no mfom so no de be so mo konso no nam se da bi wode so mo konso nye because mo ka kire mo say delegates say mo nko fa nipa yen ye pen fa na mra ne enkoto aba na enwuma mo free ana mo ko gigi TV no mo ne sika no ne ade ana mo ko fa ade Ghana fo pe omo na mo te wo mo ahwa ama no mo pro no omo san ko fo obo san betra say mo beto apro ne so na Ghana fo say man ne sade ne mo amokoto aba na yen konkoto nti menua na omfa somo no nkobo Ghana fo na say MPP for 2.1 million o man konkoto aba no omfa somo no mo delegates o mo ko yi nipa o mo mpɛ no omfa somo no mo
the delegates mo nka 2.1 million for no
delegates is on Bokakoto. Yes, a delegates no mono, almost no more Yadintia, on Betiada. So I say, it's a honor at the end free. Now, my second way is that as a person may come once a cada year. Now, all casse, a bit my simple ama, union mendisi for say, or more corner, or more acquisition with the constitution. John Mahama, His Excellency, Akotete no. Sadia no a bear dim papa. Na Ghana for will resist that attempt with their last blood. She Sadia no a bear diama and this for some person we kotete. As in say obem kase abuafunu mumfa pani ani wom. Say the Bible no kan no. A bear dim papa. Your constitutional provisions on the constitutional arrangement for our procedure are very clear. Law no our provision say obetimi akota term no ye trend provision. And no follow certain structure as a ultimi edisupan sana watimi assess your constitutional process near two. But we catch the first one using the constitutional procedure no. Obeso use constitutional procedure now. The first requirement is say ultimi parliamentary supermajority, which is 2/3 of all members of parliament, and on the NDC forward. As also, almost all public, friends, mandatory public consultations, and also, and on the idea, and on the idea, almost on presidential assent, and idea, almost on because president no interested in obeying assign. Now, the requirement are a serious part of the need for a referendum. And now the infants a plebiscite.
Yeah, a referendum.
Referendum, no. I was say, Obazo Kotetema or this idea no, yes or no, ba. Nakana foko to aba, I was idea no. The constitutional requirement is I say not less than 40% of all registered voters, and the koto aba was idea.
Yeah.
The say, voters register for, and as a current one, I know as at that time, no. And I said, a bedroom on maybe 18 years. Now say a new register, a day entrance, never can old ones no. So what I say. And it's a year voters register no for fraud. Now ye nipa 30 million, as I ever said 20 million cry. The last one, the last way na voters, the population no voting with around 18 million. And Tianfan say another 2 million Barbican, Tianfan said roughly 20 million. When you have 20 million voters, I would say 40% of 20 million na a kotuaba that in that elections no. But what I say?
But council maybe I only know media say what about us will be call for interpretation of the constitution say?
Sometimes say me unto me ba kono. Me share di kan share so person osesa obet ma fa e kwan na obet media akotetem ye two. First one say obet me akoso person ko constitutional amendment.
Yeah.
Na yaji tum say president biba obetumi akotete me wi ameba the other
me brain nti
and we no obekọ 40% no 40% na ese koto aba nipa e voters register so 40% anto 39.999% kura to a ahyegu send 40% konkoto a e see nya 70% of omo koto ye no bagi atum say ampa omo pete no e no so ya de a ebedin pa. And the simple sir, what they offer no. There's other part no there's a call for constitutional interpretation.
Yeah.
Constitutional interpretation no yeah as to whether or not say president no
okono
ba any consecutive. Now okwako obi aba be serve ansa na wasan aba no as to whether say no constitute the friend 2 terms na. So what I say. Yeah. I don't know yeah 2 terms and I say nipa na trans no okono continuous and a 2 terms no same interpretation but Saudi Arabia does not arise within the remits of the constitution because there's no such use of that phrase in the constitutional provision. Constitution the kind of simple say 2 terms say consecutive and I say obi akwaba intermittent that is not it does not arise. And to say it's call for interpretation, no, Saudi should be within the remits of the law. It should be within the law. And son our call for interpretation.
Maybe NTSC anymore now.
Now the any law no. What are you going to interpret? What are you going to say?
Near ACA now, the end was a catcher the New Patriotic Party.
And they say yes, to normal ye. ɛsɛ tutu no mo ye no mo ɛbɛtutu no ye no se ɛbɛkɔ fɔ no abɔka na Japan aba ye de ono abɔka na Japan ba wo de mandisi fɔ fa nkɔ fa hwan sɛ ɔmo de ne ba sɛ ye tɛtɛm o sɛ ye de o na abɔka na Japan de nipa no bɛhwe fam te sɛ ɔde di bɔ hwe fam no obe win one touch enti ɛno no ho dwuma na ɛwɔ se ye zo ho ade no ɛno ho dwuma na ɛsɛ na ya anya na afe na tititi o ya nkɔto aba nyini po betimi aba be di ade nanim ɛna ya de MP Bantama for MP for Bantama. Obeka say ne see dey kan be ba de ne omo ye ko opposition kra epe. Sankofu na see dey blame no e come on because party na nkasa MP party na nkasa ko ye ne research hu sa de no ye ne see a de asem be ba ye de won aboka ne ba na be boa. Omo je say ye de ne be ba de ne ye ko opposition. Nti ye de na obi di somwo kwa kobo nipa 2.1 million man kwa nkoto aba. Ma more delegates.
Few messages na yen to us na prempe o you can he says please tell delegates that we have 70% of our youth in the country. That is why they shouldn't make a mistake. They should vote for Ken. Lawyer Cressy, what are you talking about? NDC can do anything.
No, they cannot.
Nana Prempe ena edi way by. Ura Sylvester Sari says, I love listening to this man, lawyer Alex Jemfi. Ambiguous people create bad governance and poor democratic practices, but weak opposition parties allow them the space to do what is not charitable. Rawlings was not given the free space that the current NDC is having. Dubuahen and others fought gallantly. The first thing the MPP should do is to stop closing their ears to advice. Sylvester Sari and Eddie way by how please what's the meaning of premature by the president? How many years did OSP spend in the office and how many years did the CJ spend in the office? Also Ubisa was Uncle P or car price and Ubisa we. Nana Boatin Ewo Ohio, I'm humbly appealing to lawyer Alex Jemfi to join Honorable Ken after January 31st to bring the MPP back to life. Good morning, my radio professor. Nana Boatin Ohio, USA. Asida Odia. Me who say Penny be send me a message from the office of Ken for them to get in touch with him. Sikabu says, I disagree with anyone who says MPP members didn't vote because we've floating voters who always decide who wins election in the country. So majority of people who were calling for Ken floating voters and some NDC supporters who decided to vote for corner cyber na yemfa de no emfantoa so this one from Kukuseku. Councillor Alex Jemfi has scratched the surface of what the NDC can do with their numbers in parliament. Ghanaians don't have to take President Mahama's assertion that he would not stand again for the presidency to be the gospel truth. With the way they are still fighting to add to their numbers in parliament, one cannot predict the future and Ghanaians must expect anything. NDC can do anything. Oguze kunso adividi account. NDC for me to me ABB on person omo ye bia. Na na asante akwaba.
Yeah, no.
Na ho ye.
Onyame wa ya mekese.
Okay, mame enwie mene berema enwie na fe memra oso. Berema once again akwaba.
Yeah, no.
Enkomo a ye die kowanim but nia esie nyina no ekwa akɔwie sɛ the end of the new patriotic party.
They also catcher and say ye be united. Ye be or time a free ye mo. Many both to some extent. There Ekoba and say yen yamakwan and NDC eye de omo ye nyina. So bibufu nana akufuado. But the honest one fan can only say na omoso empe alanchramati atem asem na omumpe Kennedy Japan so eden asem so what I say nti otanya ye nyama ye ho no ebi ne si 1979 Emma second round ye koto abama liman first round wo kan ye vote boma na ebro liman de so ba ye pa wulimu de omo vote no ekoma friend is saying layman. Now obi so ka say NDC can do anything.
Yeah.
Now me catch a lawyer no correct. Lawyer there or can law. The NDC no mu buga. Omu di coup d'etat and a form a political party. Na obi otwi 231st a nipa ko watch night a ye ko bompa ye no. Ye ko all night ba ya. Omo atwi 2 asesa ba ye. Nti the same coup d'etat no mo ye. Obi omo nya mbra na lawyer work no.
Otwi 231st a ye
31st a ye ko night a ko
bompa ye. Ama afefoforo aba.
Yeah, dear chano pa ye see a ye coup.
Hey,
that is who they are. Now Mahama catcher mo say ye free tutura semu na baye no 2020 amoya aya waso no say enumu na ye free baye almost say revolution has come to stay yet to parliament yet to san mu parliament ni na ye illegal. Are you getting the point? All these stones are illegal in a constitutional platform yet to say Keda, you see Keda must go, Keda will come yet to san mu
our parliament.
And that is what they are doing. And you know the certain omodi asofo obam. Me I was have lawyer now on the casa or radio no so now a friend saying
Alexandria.
O kan sembi o kan Kwame Nkrumah no more ye ene omo bro mo ho ene omo no makowura NDC no eba ho ayi Kwame Nkrumah life president Nkrumah semen call life president. They said they Mahama ye and your plan omwa na sisi etro mo kofa you akwa bia what dresses or hini ya or beki kan fun ya say you know na o kan sembi third term no na o kan o say 5 no obi enu obet tuma iden agina Mahama na Mahama only 5 no mu
contest
only obi enu contest or programming Ghana for again na mene council ya adwen say me lawyer Timmy Chen say we are not how are they going to get the 70%? And you know muso be remove EC boss no. But it's not going to work. Until now be some said then NPP for let's wake up. Let's unite. Say we be in Canada Japan sema. I don't think say it should go beyond say who the Bema NDC say Omanfm so. She said they na lawyer cast will be sick Kennedy the beba there. Yenko opposition. Yenko opposition yehu de ye. Say yehu de wuntu mi namu. Yehu de abro ye namu. Yehu de omoni ye NPP for ye who say pandai yako election now you say NDC for akọ court say 41 polling stations or more issue emma a whole judge etimeka say me try elections ni nyina mu highly unconstitutional against human rights against elections say baby a legitimate and nipa na koto na ba no what disenfranchise you say omonkoto ababiem. Can you imagine? So it is a whole constitutional coup d'etat and an NDC for person moba, but it may catch Romo any Omasofo any Archbishop Duncan Williams so see free na mene say yes you will nyamia yen the best face so embamu net embamu chana our difobia I see a friend Roger una buy who was said in Katia said in Katia by your president who said said in Katia I president and then the obaya who said Mahama win it nyame be ne can first one wa and then yame for can for editor. Is it they are playing on the minds of people? I didn't make a way. Okay, Professor Dubois his book. Okay, Papa a friend of Professor Ufoswapia Buka. Sound crew for your my spiritualist and the code to Tugu Kwame Nkrumah and a call life president and the US will be ruling Africa and then African unity. Kwame Nkrumah and African unity be no ruling Africa. I saw for no constitution and come obey man here. Useless sacrifices in no meba na wie ye ne buy and na CPP gu ya fe no more chichi omo ahoye den egum the same thing omo ye no now we can interpretation of the constitution there is no interpretation to it I mean chiramo
now you lawyer
yes I'm more than a lawyer I am the mantle I carry in the law is part let me tell you interpretation about what Rollins ababedi aban oko there is no ambiguity to it if there was an ambiguity to it why did Rollins go? If there was an ambiguity to it, why did Kufuor go? If there was an ambiguity to it, why did Akufo-Addo go? And then say interpretation. The interpretation should have taken place in 1992. It should have taken place in 1997. Rollins' first term namu is even your interpretation. Adia obia aya or de kon uba aya also wunti bibiase. And then I want to say there is no interpretation to it. It is an abuse of power. Say yankof adia ye nyina yetiase and all of a sudden obi still on tiase into obet interpretation no akose the Supreme Court judges are better now no mako rule 5-4 Now see, the interpretation we now. I want to put it to them that there is no interpretation. It is as clear as crystal. I'm just being frank with you. And there is no ambiguity to it. Mo be ambiguity no man may say. And a lawyer and Hannah and Tiasia and Hannah say. You can consecutive a lot of definitions. Number one, adhere to us 1, 2, 3. Echo consecutive. Say ufa piano na. Unse ufa organ. Ufa organa. Black note na was on your friend consecutive notes. But not so 1, 1, 1. Adhere be a equal interval. So ufa adhere with 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. A consecutive. And your terms now, the amount of president, who first term of 4 years. Who shall repeat another 4 years,
Oh, yeah.
A consecutive. So lose you, someone lose you, a equal interval of 4 years.
And 4 years.
And 4 years. That is consecutive. It doesn't need any private interpretation. You see, they are just trying to bring in that. Okay, young koi. Ni enkoshe John Mahama campaign one case over 1 term.
Yeah, okay.
One obey all your campaign one case over 1 term. Adana says you better not to be or I said one TBB. Adana want to ask. Please, they shouldn't bring in some of these things, and it's not going to work. And to say you make us say or mobile pilot a friend is in parliament. They've targeted Tema Central, they have targeted Pandai, they have targeted Sumun. NPP for let us wake up. Ghana for Mumayan sorry. 2 million na nkoto abano. NPP parliamentary nya 5.5 million votes.
Yeah.
Say 2 million be kan ho aye was 7.5 million votes. Or the referendum nearby, you be beat your more hands down. They will not win any referendum. Say no to no person who change EC boss every election now. It's not going to happen. And then ya me bia ntimi message and bibia. So phobia and kojina baby so who be bibia because or say or the osoro eye onyankopon dia. Asasi we or their money pa and ye disu ye and ye disu nyambi bien to me mesisa bibia mo bia meditro ono ne nyame aka mesumi nyame aka say obwa and number 2 nyanko will ne said the youth should take over the country. That is why I support Kennedy, because Kennedy is promoting the youth. Kennedy is promoting the youth. Now I know that he will hand over to the youthful generation. Ghana belongs to the youth. And yeah, old man, who President Mahama Akufo-Addo teso usu wenyini ento bewu entino yento abama wo awo ye younger na umedi akonya ena wenyini wabetena akonya so yensa mankotena akonya no so biem. Look at all this. Listen to all these things. One fanya campaign one case Akufo-Addo wenyini.
Yeah, he said it.
One case Akufo-Addo wenyini.
He said it.
Say wo wenyini utim na ye white.
O person sa transfer.
What's our person sa transfer biem. It's not going to work. Now let me tell you, NDC na na share 3 John Mahama na na share 3 say ono de onka wakase ompe na mo Ghanaians will call for mo nyina da bia ye ba yenso ye ntrese ye be protest ye ne. It's not good. They are just playing on people's mind. So they do constitutional interpretation omoko ha meko akotire chief justice for no say omobra na me interpretation momo enye djuma ne say me meti hey obi betre me sa word na say I'm not going to allow anybody to give me interpretation to that statement. It is clear. I will never give any lawyer, any judge that respect to give me that interpretation of that statement. We don't need it. It's 32 years. I think you're calling for what interpretation? It's not going to happen. What's the name? Bonnie Chief Justice reference.
Why they?
Bafu Bonnie. So what can they say? It can't happen. What kind of interpretation?
Yeah.
He cannot change what he has said. And I will not respect any chief justice, any legal person say, I deal with that whole clear no. Wo betere masese mentiase. And okatechi free farmers account US and say a constitutional coup and we shall counter it with another constitutional coup. Thank you.
The United Nations Population Fund omo ene Otumfuo Center for Traditional Leadership kabom the dwumadie strong kwa bro University of Professional Studies in Kran ha me kai wo say omo to onsa their fresh stakeholders stakeholder engagement yes seminar kesia team a wode ama no gender based violence na ni nyina ne say nananom the role of traditional leadership ene omanfo nyina etime kabom ne address eniyama hodo a ekoso a gender based violence na no na United Nations Population Fund ene Otumfuo Center for Traditional Leadership kabom edi dwumadie kɛseɛ we edi aba. In fact Ebaswa na Ebaso Ochina Ifiada 12th of December 2025 10 a.m. Ewo University of Professional Studies West Wing Kofi Ohene Konedu Auditorium Eho ena dwumadie no Ebaso won ma wato on sa frɛ wom no edoso IGP eko dwumadie no ase ebi Madina MP Xavier Susu ewo dwumadie no ase ebi Sana Paramount Queen Mother Osu Doku traditional area Menya Amponsa Dokua Otoso Miensa Ononso eba dwumadie no asibi Shanonso Farmer me say Momo Lati Minister for Gender and Children Social Protection the Honorable Minister Ononso Dr. Ojumedie no asibi His Excellency Dr. John Michael Vestad He's a Norwegian or no a High Commissioner or no a guest of honor enti eduru ho no mo a 10 a.m. ochina for any echere UPSC auditorium kese ye Kofi Ohene Konedu auditorium na dwumadie no ko na kotie bi ope detail a obetumi afre 0243 585 061 0243 585 061 now on mpanimfo a dwumadie si on naso ya United Nations Population Fund and Otumfo Center for Traditional Leadership collaboration omo watumi ni omo edi eho enkomo na hye no so fama wono ma pese onya yaresa wo yare ahodoa aba osa asthma afi enamu yare ahodoa malaria koko wodo ani ebekire La Paz Access Bank no opposite eho ena Boache Natural Health Center ewo wono no makwadare wani yare ho pa amanfo ekoho akogye ni yare ho ayaresa koho na wani hawo no omo emwa Boache Natural Health Center fre 0594 994 552 0594 994 552 na ene Boache Natural Health Center for nso nkomodie no entumi enkoso aha eye 107.1 ne ayedi ho nkomo eye nkomo a ewo ho the way forward for the new patriotic party ene ensema hodoa ededwa. By now I'm sure the delegates have come to terms with the reality on the ground and will do the needful for the new patriotic party to capture power. Bonti Benjamin wo achim ebuakwa sent in this one. My brother me know ya adwene baby aniama ne keka krono MPP delegates SSA ahweye eba fantastic guy, great submission. Apiaje was Santa Maria to Babas of Unewa charge brutal. And this one says, don't ever trust the NDC. NDC can change numbers even if those who voted were 20,000. They can easily claim the number was 20 million. We should never trust the NDC. Bless you. I love lawyer Alex Jemfi. Ohene Ebubonsra Akra. Nyankopon Enkan. Thank you so much for sending in this one. Asida also Odia. Ke yanko na yemfa we emfa emra. And this one says, if it is true that an MPP MP has stated that for Ken to become the flag bearer, it is better for MPP to remain opposition, then that MP must be the greatest enemy of the party and he should be condemned in toto. Some MPP leaders have lost it. From the way the NDC is behaving, the country must be redeemed and it is time Ken is brought in to lead the redemption. That should be the way forward. Okusiku ewo damfa ena ononso edi way aba. Enche dobon krata no ebeto asba na ya asante ko anim kakra ansana me de dobon krata no nsem no edi aba. Mayenku anim.
Yo, me da se menim se oyobi a woni je law ho pa. Sadano na ye ka lumba case ho asem na me ka che lawyer se omunyi the commercial aspect na yenka say ye can emra. 2013 and a court about election petition. Me know what say be seen no. The interpretation, simple interpretation of overvoting. Yes, split 5-4. It means to say ye jalupo bi ada baby.
Yeah.
On onyame be koso aye nyame no yo nyame so ampa. Or say that shall not still no if no but. Simple edaho. enti den pa na yen yehwehwe e wo wiase aye bae hwe de ye ka no me nua pesi wompene no eno de ha na ye beka no the system no minim say what bibia ye fe no Orwellianism. George Orwell book na inspire more decide and buy where we use propaganda manipulation of the truth just to achieve certain purpose, to control the people and access the system itself. Now, gradually, before election, one of the key things about Mo ASN Nanado, His Excellency, at the Paki Supreme Court, they were then 15 or so. Now, Edu 21. On a single day,
and no crown a bin or retire or replace you.
Good. On a single day, you saw in about 7 justices,
Sure.
which is historic. Yeah. 21. Now, judicial service, you have the chief justice or no name to say, or they are going to prison, said they are Babanu. Now, you watch it. Now, no more refuse, almost a bushia for. And I may be an overcall retirement. Now, call retirement, the police knew what you knew what over your day. So, that is the system we have now. Now, gradually, no, Parliament is already in the pocket of the executive. And already executive nakasa ewo hono. Now, one standing idea womu eye way. Electoral Commissioner. Ono so ni yepiani. Nti wo yifi odoma, the last hurdle a referendum. And elections in this country, we nim said it. And you have the geopolitical system ekoso West Africa hanoma. Russia ono onye hwe ono ne war obeko bia no I say otumi na aka ne nsem. Chinese form war, they use economics, any business just to manipulate you and get you on board. Ye nim de omo ye war system no. Gradually I say ya yeku and so no na system no a collapse. We should be very careful. Obi enu ono ma ope adebone ma omai. Obia me sure say enya kra na president His Excellency John Dramani Mahama opese omai no enko nanim. But there is a way to go about it. And na yahihye mra e de ato ho. Minim ne ntia Ghana ha asem bia ye nyina ti ase no lawyers for say ye de ntia ase. Me pese obi kire me mu say bon na ye nyina ya bon wo de omon kan kire ni nti. Ba oma ya ma sometimes so kokota wo ti ho no ma e bia na omunim. Nkrofot sere omu enya nwanwa se na nse obia kohwe atabia no akotina mako read the law no abetena ho because it becoming like first you can say we a lawyer or kasa wait respect a woman and yes say and they should be looking at it in that way. The fact say the commerce of legal profession if feed on anger and hatred doesn't mean say simple things we should make it complicated just to get our way. Nancy na abeba say sa CSO for nyina so o platform bi o so mo oden yo and say ni nyina obi ankasa bi and ye tikroma no osofo bi a wo osofo bi yedin a ye nim de ekọ me meje prophecy di. I'm yet to see a prophet in this country. That's my opinion. Omo koso no mo keka so ti de meche na say omo koso no mo keka na wo eya de me ya ne say oman ewo mra enti mra no aye hyehyɛ no sɛ yɛnte ase a mepacho ade ne yɛnya ni na we a sɛ de yɛnyina bɛte ase na enipa bi a sɛ yɛnko na yɛde yɛte ase si yɛbɛyi chief justice afi odom ofre lawyer we ɛwɔ nasɛm ɔka ofre we ɛwɔ de ɔka sɛ yɛbɛ appoint chief justice ɛwɔ de obi aka enti na mra no ɔsesɛn enti na mede 10 commandments ni yɛ prelude said, you know what? Nyakupo opekoso ye nyame. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not do this. The only commandment or condition is the fifth one. Honor your father and mother, so that it shall be well with you. In this context, your mother and father is the country. Are we honoring our mother and father? The answer is no. Mesre. The biamaka yemfa yufrema monyom no ya assassin yemfa nya national anthem. It always talk to us. Enye suku awakọ de wanya wo and no selfish gain. What you can impact on society, that is what is important for us. Abodindi me ya lawyer, me ya accountant, me economist. Look at us. Hwe yenye. and then Ranti and a man is gruban, na man is sukra, Hibaru, Yakayayo, Sakayani. Hibaru, so what notice here? Hibaru yet on United Koswanya station. Is that what you want? Sam Crofoway, Omu Wugum. And na yenu no more war other countries. Aya na mibisa o Burkina for ye wo mu ye. Na de no mdu ayo mo nka ho no mo ba ha. Wonim, omo no mu ni hwie o. Emre bi beba, wan hwe yi. No mo ka omo forces together. You be whipping in this country. Ye de bia ni eja hoko, ye ma na medwen ho. Mesre ye nuanom lawyer for. Enti simple things no aya mo mpa na. Enya Wanwa say former president of the Ghana Bar Association. May so rest in peace. Peter Lajeti, ni joke bi akọ baby okan ye. Also obi ko no mo ware no mo ko heaven. No mo ko pure no mo so mo ware. No mo ka the nation. Peter Kuchi nya be 3 years and say no nya lawyer mo. Krofo ware we so mbejai.
You know so Kuchi.
Peter said mo ware mpo 3 years. Na mo jai no o le afia na me nya de lawyer abrem. One, why emre bia wo kroma e won interpretations MPP there NDC there Ghana Bar Association there lawyer Kumchacha there lawyer Santi Eboa there Amofa Boachi there adan then yeje.
It's time for commercial break. Near the Obonkra no aba beto. So resisting Mahama from going third term is not because he will win. Oh, he will never win over Ken, who is going to win the MPP presidential primaries election and win the general election come 2028. Resisting Mahama from the third term is illegality. That will not be allowed, but never because he will win in the election to come. Okay, dear far. Good morning, Boko dear. And I hope for commercial break here, bar. Na fi dia kano ye de ababe to so midin e de ya amofa boache ene nsem no mu ayeshi but sa na wo se eba ye na ye homra na ye ba won mu aka nsem o mu de abanso ya behwe akenkan e de amamo bibia ye tie on Facebook mo a mo de mo messages abi go Derek Aite nkurakan maye mo wache anopai apia kubi manase onso maye mo wache Sanso na Bernard Ni Asare also for joining us. Sio kwa untasuni abrantie Masaudu Kumase Bantama. Thanks for joining us. Benedict Danso, Charlie, good morning, Boko dear. I support lawyer Maxwell Opoku's call for the MPP to foster culture of forgiveness and prioritize reason over passion. Moving forward, I recommend that the election committee prohibit presidential and parliamentary aspirants from distributing gifts like money, TV, and fridges to prevent voter apathy and then disengagement among core supporters. Okay, also Mayana was Benedict Danso for sending in your message. Lumumba upon and so bronze on here that say Kwame Oten my own here now I say. Mama can you emphasize them for Madam home for commercial break here bar. They had the bon crack. So midin edeyao amofa boache. Good morning.
Madam Secretary, na the one called Juma.
And I masra kwan. Me so health and wellness center aka Ohineba center me so me pese me nyini che
And the opposite nyini champa every say facility ya wo Ohineba center that medicine and what the sayare ohonko a and na wo percent organic health products nso a wo benya biato ebi no organic seeds organic cooking oils organic drinks organic tea ahoro, organic soap ahoro, organic honey. Just everything organic. Enter and abenyano.
Soul Health and Wellness Center, aka Ohineba Center.
Natural preventive health education. And the ones who Ohineba were natural medicine researcher or Nuankasa and Woho. That's what show ya necessary and natural medicine as someone. One name medical doctors a kuku damwa. Where were orthodox medical centers in the hospital. Zemu ekita wudie enti no an say wakanfo ama wonom no mo so ahwewo na So Health and Wellness Center aka Ohineba Center eye adwuma day to Friday this time and we adwuma free 12 noon and na kan we adwuma FM Ohineba Center a progressive food and St. Lutheran School Medina Estate Bibia ni afra wo 302-983-045 and 302-983-051. Na aso say
mama o ti apon kakra na momontumi mi se aduane
enti na me de Front Active and chance ni pepe mu nuare papia wo di a wo mra ho aba no we ye Front Active cereals are rich in vitamins, proteins and minerals, fiber and omega 3 so wom a blood digestion every 3 years etuni ye want diabetes ye tua no ana one person etumi num na e want complete Omanfm kan so tumi num bi and this no jai oba no me nutritious
and a Front Active Junior in Sway.
Front Active Junior ni formra and koda wadi 1 equals 14 years. Yam timi ni di year from no. Would sure ana mexia na wotima ni di denti obenyi fe. Ni nyina wo supermarkets and pharmacies. Dodo at the Pharmacy Limited branch B our Ghana for 0302 832 and 0245 915 254.
FDA aji ejede nkrato yato.
Spanish garlic mixture and the capsules. A boama moja dia fusani when peduanum ye. Ayo diet so se ubeko suku ewa abrutiri. Ana pesa okoye adwuma ewo ho ana bi ede wanim enwene ho kra Wap Travels abama
sa uba Wap Travels ye mauda ye smu abra umre ho kra se ye bo visa wo pesu ku mu wa brochu o kwantu sembi so UK, USA, Canada, Europe, and now Asia. Me say, na wakwantu onu shasi free.
Media da, media sida, Emma Wap Travels. If you say, mama, and a nay, Monsieur de or Canada, woman mre hon kura. Me can the pain say, Wap Travels, and the mouth take it over to me. Yeah, so we call ye Juma, Uko Suku, answer share. Me say, we you that. Wap Travels, our Atlantic Mall, Atomic Junction.
Fre 0242 797 114 0242 797 114.
Wap Travels, Wap Travels, Yadobako, Bia.
Akosia, Mira, me wa how, waba. Bo, Nemo baby Hammer, dear, Untumin Tossa say, if you baby Papa Wonka. Oh, Mira, Pre and Sassini, a fear boost our new Accra City. Midam Wahala Biao, when your Wahala, ye mega city project na F. Ye na baby one our pristine site. In 2% say, meet me out to assassin and if ye our new Accra City. Hane Mira, a cities and habitats. One more and to own a yomodia. Akusia, we dear Sempa. Mira, fair on him, say, open baby or Moahu. What offices no Ebe Porters City, Mutual Pram from 0577 911 101 and that's a 055 553 00. Website www.newaccra.com.
7 range of products.
Dominion Herbal Powder. Say you can say Dominion Herbal Powder. Emma immune system. And now in Kwabo will nip a drum yet. Nan the senti. What I did a resun kunimua. A more than say be new.
I don't dare fine pa. Man, nothing a meeting one dancing. And I say, me say
Dominion Herbal Ninia. And yet a month for dancing. Make aye wo mini peduamu no eburo madwen ene menti ase so emma Dominion Herbal Powder emha wo hu de biara da
asem no na da ho no Dominion Herbal Powder enwan so anya wusu ohie wo tea cup mu na da treketo ase bia gumu wo twati ya no awie Angels Dominion Herbal Center won kokko ene de apemfo aba ta mo manufo ene kwada woni mfidum ye de won ka ho dodo afre 054 58195
FDA agi edwadie atuo yi atuo
Maseme adana no pe wo pie me so sa
Maja be ma madam fo bi na ne ho akire no a me ba be pe mo awo ho yo
aho kire
wenye ne yade na eya ma na wade akura agu sese wontimi nya ko ona ma na opempa ohun ade yi
oh we dia banti case kura me kan ho ko fa no bra na me fam nko boate natural health This year, ni ho ayaresa e America mem. Watch Natural Health Center. Ani ho asem de ma chisi mi hu bi da. Watch Health Center. Ebinim say ne yade friend glaucoma no eni aduro enya no kwere da. Say glaucoma na cataract. Eyeta. Omfa duro bi angu so onso waduro bi a. Obanum aduro no. Aduro no obaye dipadua no mu adwuma ma. Ohade a na ye mienu. Brony friend double vision. Oye ho adwuma pa. Afa to da bia no nipa ni aye de ya sa nwea bi agu so no. Na ni ne ye ya na producio. Ye na ni aye kokokokoko. Eno ni yade ni bi no. Eni yade ni bisade wa ohunu ebiso benu a wo hunu. Ye brony friend Tarijon. Ehu pa. What Natural Health Center. O how bia we nipa ni. Say you UCC. Say so aye okusu. I said the Bobby Nessie, and I am their Prusio, and the Francis Ebino. What's it Natural Health Center? What is Walkway only no pressing? Now pressing Netty or how one I wish Saubanoa, Assemblyasa. What's in Natural Health Center? So any Pabia, ya nowhere near home, or how can say Pana we are here? What in Natural Center? Or being friendly Yadian Coho and Casamiko Yanyi, Kumase or was from Mazin. I was from a post office one, and a man in Quantana Mitri. But quite so total filling station or no fans one who pay Petiman, Pentecost dancing, and then cancel or La Paz for the access bank they give anymore. Number
0594 994 552 0594 994 552 054 994 552.
Seven range of products.
The ultimate celebration of African culture, music, fashion, and food is back this dirty December in Accra, Ghana. The Afro Future Festival. Join us on the 28th and 29th December 2025 at the El Wax Stadium in Accra. Experience 2 unforgettable days filled with high-end performances, vibrant fashion, delicious food, and captivating art, all celebrating the creativity and culture of Africa. The first wave of artists announced include Ashake, Molly, TXC, King Paluta, and Marvel. With more incredible will be revealed soon. Online at afrofuture.com. Afrofuture Festival 2025, where the beat never stops and the vibes never end.
Ghana Funko. Esa the electrical. As for machines. It can make you pull CCTV. I need all clear. How do you know that some mobile phones, these are iPhones, Infinix, Nokia, Samsung, anyone says you see now. Franco, I'll bring you the papa. Ni water phone, Franco air conditioners, 8.5, 2.5 horsepower, Samsung Franco TV, every 30. Adequacy 85 inches. Franco, SSO tabletop, double head office, a water bracket. Money Roxy Cinema and the 0246 422 338 in a 055 539 311. Franco Electrical Appliances Papa.
Garlic mixture and then the capsules. A boy moja dear for send when you pedianum ye.
Ade pano no kofa bae wasan de 3CP papa ebeboa efie bia aba mese ade pa de etwamu da wo de 3CP egu nso mu dware a ebo ho ban efi muamoa fa 3CP efre nso huru wanu anopa bia na ma wo se ho ban wonu adua na eja ana eso hye fa 3CP efre nso fifa so eno ano no wo hye bu wi a fa 3 na beboa obebre 3CP eshe pimples ebompo ekro na ekumkro ene mrimu ya wonso 3CP so de enye na wodra stores bia mu edifonko ade pharmacy ene SGSSB NFM NFM animu 3CP efie bia hia 3CP bambo day. Maintain kakeko. Minni mankasa. If you say the luckiest season 3. Ayaba.
Mami chow a kwaya over for Sonia ticket. 1712 hash. Nadi and she said no so. Now say ko internet this so. Now but the luckiestafrica.com. Say there me a community tickets in so. Now you would lucky number.
Upe to me so I'm a system na bia ma here upe se wutia every 1 Ghana cedi posi 5,000 Ghana cedi. Upe to me po ato ticket for be fufro. Yeah, obi hero upe se wutia enye sa wo Ghana for mo tia na sa wo anone dia for bank card tia.
Tibako ebo sika no ho empay ahanum 500 times. We ye massa ye pay. The community de benyanso betimi aye.
Ona wondi infie do watching. Luckiest Jumedie yi enele imrate chire wo Caritas lottery platform.
Obo adia boni pa wonam se enti apo na so ni ma ye ni munti ye dware sam na sran kubia ma SIPH 5.5 a eba wonam no ho ban no etu be hwe no na sanwan na ben ene ahokeka ate agu wonam no so ase no kra odofo tina ade performance for Sabamed product papa ya jatu mo Germany ene wiase for na nyina aba ebesiesie wonam asai amato so te sa akwadam ya wa Sabamed clear face a ehye pimples Sabamed anti-gain esese wonam a aye breche meya soso kama Sabamed anti-aging ema honam ntwintwam Sabamed deep cleansing ene Sabamed lead defense emma anoya soche akona ma afe Sabamed classic range eye ma obia ene wi a won ho keka won pesa wonam ya tontom te senia etie eda wo free ya fumu no a ene na wo hia Sabamed baby ranger eye ma nkwada no bi Sabamed range of products wonam afo etufo call at the performance kanshi telephone 0302 664 832 Sabamed wonam a etsi apohintasem
shaping the nation 107.1 shaping the nation 107.1
Yeah, now I say 102 so ni high Omanfm. The one craft any munsem na aso as an yanko anim.
Right, me sha say the Ghanaian Times and I shall say the amount the Ghanaian Times katafa etoso dumienu and asemi ewo. Right, Ghana phone na beka ya be sabo adwuma bi eye wo man mu ko osu wo ko kaneshi ene edwadibia kese na wo be kone ne omo aboabo mo ho pa e no omo tetetete kwanche omo srasrade. Ghana Immigration Service abotumi nsian nipa omo bo ma no ede omo koye no ba omo nyina asamba. Na ba we omo ba ne de omo ba na asetena omo ba na tenase omo ba no omo ni nipadom ne kan ho ba ye na Ghana Immigration Service aye nhwemu de ba be wa se omo nim ne nti ankofo no koye omo asade omo ba san se nhwemu omo ye di kan free hand na omo de omo kono omo ka che omo se ni kwan se omo san ba omo nchi biem nanso enfo ya ba no pe Ghana Times e de ho semo aba betudwa na nkrata bi di kan ba monten so ana omo ka se nkofo omo sasra de omo se Ghana ha say de yeto ma se omo nkoda esan se ukọ kro bi ti se ana o man bi ti se Nigeria ene aman hodo aka wo se ho de ukọ kwasra de wo bia nhwe wanim o ka waga wo se I don't have obi anfiu na mo Ghana ha de Ghana fo ye wo su bi ti se wa ama na enye ye de nyamesem ne nyama bi ahihye ye mu anti na omo hu ni se Ghana ha de omo sre du aye ma wo mu nti no wo mu kodu ombesan bedu nti anopai de mia ya hodo amebubo so ne mia yen ka ye nyina wo be kọ no na chese busuafo na kasa eno mama be je tetena e wo man mu a anopai nkata yi ede musemu aba
okay
kata fa eto so ennan na ensemi we so ewo for sisi ade okada for mo amutwi okada mobiles aba na ye de akomra hyebedwafie nti okada for munya so na enchebie munchemu ebeba mountain so anopɛ de Ghana time do de betu dwa mabom yinu so ama.
Okay, Sampara yanku.
Okay, Brian, my memfa besesem de obokrata na memfa eno enhye asie se oba chronicle katafeto so mienu a ehonom na yewura ofuso ampofo sami photo wode abetu dwa che se photo a wode man se cocoa board ene National Regional Security Council for one more can banch no sen tampema na otu na bebo apa ya na mo be anamo ye otu nyina che se ya na mo na edi koko smog ho kwan edi afri mantama hodro a yedua koko mu ni nyina the entire work has and say was it a fin quanum a buying at the Ubrenkoko US canon a $5.8 million in food year my etimian na near what cocoa for na and no what the ama woman say cocoa ban bed or so nothing no phobia jumbonia show mutimwa 1% Ghana mabe 2 pound be sa cocoa na kwakoton won kofo aman so dia na come here say investment na ban na ye no very risky pa nya de yewura for no na ye boche e di ema e cookboard e no de self-to e di atoja wo de toja e wo atoye mantemu e bra wo ne
sami photo wa ya de but yemfa ye ni hwe galamsey nsem so ani cocoa nsem no megidi saban ye bon homoden se obetumi ahwe ama galamsey nsem na ye tu ase na wo hwe cocoa dodo a ebinum bugu se wo mo de etu galamsey a se cocoa board ma na ni in fact wo hwa ban etwa mu no adwuma omo ye na ahya ase a eba ye ebe ma oman niska but wo de toto galamsey nsem a ekoso no ho a hu kura chen wo mo ewia cocoa no koton galamsey nsem no hu chen wo mo a ewia cocoa no koton nti as much as wo tufo se ankra enhwe na afi abanhye a waye nyina mo a oman na ye kikire na etumi adi mo no galamsey nsem no nso se cocoa board wo bibi obetumi aye wo hode abo aban a cocoa board no anka ayan ko yanim
Brian Daily Graphic Kratafe to so miensa na Yera John Dramani Mahama ni mfoni eda hase no se ensem bebre na ekoso efa OSP ho Ghana for kebi mpanifo ahodron so ede omanu atutum na wabo nkyeremu ede aba mampanisi OSP ni office na Ghana for ye kase yen shate ne dazan se ye hyede hu faso bi e ewoso no wase eyade a Ghana for ne moke nyina wate nemmom OSP yankasa ono ogun kofo nsem so hwehwemu a wo ye enti ekwa shate ne down sisi yi a na chese hwehwemu ahodo wo ye nyina nso enkonkosi aga enu ti Ghana for munya abotere ma ne papa na nsem na mo kan no wo betu ho anamo afen so aka che OSP say asem bi a wo ne nanso wo ye mu hwehwemu wo nya ne 10 no ankasa no nkofo e ka ne ho nsem ti ye ba be yo no so ne ho
when the
pacho mami wie enti katafa to so do miensa so e wa ha sei na we no dangerous metal found in food na afen so cosmetics Brian krata yi boya mane na we no womo a womu di shile womo a womu di no yesi shile no ensunsun aso a de brani pedua no enya asem kuma entimu a modi shile mu nhwe ye afen so no mu a mutonko se mo pomo ho se wo ye oba ba ma nipa tuntum se pese me ye kokko anampo se wo ye kokko se pese me bregon no mo sa afo ya no pa mu ti asem ye se ye ade a ba be hamoda achi na hama pomuden so apemfo a monyim a mo se me pese me ba ye kokko nti no makwa akwoto bibi na ma no mato mo yem se me ba ye kokko no ni nyina ye ade a ba be ha nkwada no eno achi nso frama hodo ye humi yemu enuane ahodo yedi ewo monten so Brian FDA for na ye nhwehwemu omne cosmetics for na mo de nsemi ba monten so omo se yade ahodo a ede aba beto Ghana for so no enya de yede yani anase adwen kɔ ho ntia no pay Ghana for ye yi mu asotire mu amopo no munjai ne ho nsɛm ewo krata yi
yo Brian ma memfa the daily guide emfa ensor so ma na oba daily guide kratafa to so miensa no mo a wɔde aba bɛto twa sɛ isi ahyɛda ɛyɛ December bosom de tɔso aduasa sɛ bandai abatoɔ no wɔn ɛbɛkɔ akɔkɔto na da yɛ nim sɛ yɛto aba no wie a 3rd January 2026 ɛna the court of appeal ɛbɛtena saa asɛm no so nti sɛ yɛto aba no wie 4 days na sɛ ɔreverse a nti ɛno yɛbɛkɔ anaasɛ yɛbɛba ɛho asɛm no nso no ɛwɔ hɔ no mu a na wonim sɛ katafɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa no yɛwura John Dramani Mahama ɛnora na ɔde ne nsa hyɛ krataa sɛ COVID-19 levy no wɔyi adi afiri hɔ no na bra yɛ wonim sɛ ɛne isi amanyɔkuo no sɛ ɔmo yɛ mass a 1 - 1 ɛyɛ equal to 2 NDC na ne nkyɛn mu nyinaa ne sɛ NDC nko ara na wote baako fi baako a ɛyɛ mmienu ɔmo yi COVID-19 levy 1% afi hɔ ɛna ɔmo introduce D levy 2 cedis ɛde abantia no nso ɛne asɛm a ɛwɔ ɛhɔ no ma bra yɛ no pɛ ɛyɛ the democrat the daily guide
ɛde aba mame na wase And this one says, in Ghana, anyone who tries to change the constitutional requirement of these 2 terms mandate will face the strong resistance of the youth, because we will not sit back and watch our future deteriorate. Arise, Ghana youth, so we can support the future leader Ken. Kwatash and Sawem sent in this one. Mohammed Wakwetia, I support Ken, but I can't underrate Baumia. Okay, you're now your home and for a short commercial break. After the commercial break, near the today's agenda, Ebreo Kaina Shannon song. Within Edia Amufabo Ache, a high 107.1. And then Komonu Maya there. $2026 in China fee. Yes, yeah. All the account plan one. Yeah, Kai say you care for those who care for you. Invest in those who invest in you. Obi dreni wa manonko. Na ye sha say ya kai say hard work beat talent. For talent said ya na wa amfa anya adwuma. You can beat him. With God, all things are possible. And I, Homra, within Edia Amufabuachi. Good morning.
Shaping the nation.